to the American Gunfighter Podcast. Hosted by your instructors from Ghost Ring Tactical. With their combined experience in the military, law enforcement, firearms instructing industry, and security, they'll be discussing tactics, training, firearms, and equipment to help you become an even better American gunfighter.
Hey everybody, Nick Ryan's here, and welcome to another episode of the American Gunfighter Show. Our guests today, first off, we have Ric Ashby, one of our veteran students, is joining us right now. We have Micah No.
Good evening.
And we have Chad Cotty.
How y'all doing?
So in today's podcast, we are going to be interviewing our veteran students. This class that we're running right now, we have so many of our guys that have been to between 5 and 9 classes that we decided to bring them on the show tonight and interview them on asking them what they like about coming out here, why they continue to come out here. Maybe the things that they don't like. I don't know. We're gonna kind of see how this goes. We have no idea. We have no script. We have just winging it. We're just winging it, guys. That's basically how we do every podcast.
I was just saying, this is different than what we normally do. How?
Yes. And we're also filming in front of a live student audience.
Oh, student audience. Studio. Live student audience. All right.
Yes. All right. So what questions should we ask Rick first? So Rick, first off, how many classes? This is what class for you?
Technically 9 because of Ghost Games, but that doesn't count towards, right? So
yeah, but
I've been here 9 times.
9 times with Ghost Games.
With Ghost Games.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Got it.
So for those of you who don't know, Ghost Games we do once a year. It's a funsy sort of reunion / competitive 3-day event that we host. No teaching, just lots of shooting and camaraderie and things of that nature.
Awesome. Yeah. Just a good time. Yeah.
So Rick, my first question for you is what initially drew you to Ghost Ring Tactical? How did you find us? And what was the thing where you're like, you know what? That seems like something I want to invest my time and money in.
Okay. Good.
Yep. So JT Gillespie,
right? Another one of our veteran students.
Times, right?
Yep.
Is a friend of mine. His dad and I.
He was supposed to be here. JT, if you're watching this.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Scumbag.
You missed out on some really good tacos tonight.
Yeah, you're sick my ass.
Really?
Yeah.
Really good
you
tacos.
better be sick.
Really good tacos.
I hope you're sick.
So I know JT, and he posted something on Facebook. And I saw it, and I go, what is this? Because I've done some other training in other places, right? And so I called him and contacted him and said, hey, tell me about this place. And he told me, he goes, it's great. And I said, if I went, would you go? And he goes, anytime. So he said, let's pick out a date to go and let's just go. So we did a precision rifle, my first one, came out. And
that was how many years ago?
So that was 3 sessions ago. So it was 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
November of 2021.
Okay.
When I went to that.
Gotcha.
And so that's what brought me.
So JT.
Okay. So another student recruiting.
Another student recruiting.
Yep.
Okay.
Why do you come back? What brings you like, you know what, this is that XYZ. I'm going to come back and do this again.
So obviously the learning is awesome. I'm a gun nut anyways. I love it. And I love, like yourself, I love the ballistics, like that type. I love geeking out on that kind of stuff. Right. So the draw was precision rifle and being able to learn a little bit more about that.
Okay.
Then you see the other classes and you're like, oh, I could use some proficiency in pistol. I could use some proficiency in it and carbine. Right. And that's what drew me back. And so all these different classes, and I'm going to go try that, and I'm going to try that. And ultimately what it comes down to, honestly, is the ability to be able to come here, just bring my stuff. There's a place to stay. There's a place to eat. And it's all covered. You've got clean showers. You've got bidets now.
Throughout.
That was an
upgrade.
Today was his first. I've never experienced.
You've never experienced bidet.
I told you, I may switch teams.
Team bidet.
Something. Just like,
It's a life-changing experience.
right? It was amazing. So
We're not all about just guns and fun, boys and girls.
No.
We do a lot of things around here. Lots of education happens.
Yeah.
anyways, so that's it. But ultimately, the ability to come here and it's like Cheers. I know your name.
Yes.
Who's Norm?
I was going to say, assign character roles.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Later.
There is a culture that is just fun. And I really do. It's more of, I try to come at least twice a year and just come here and just hang with the guys and see what's new and then learn and grow. And anyways,
Twice, you try twice a year, but you average more than that usually.
3 probably. We'll say.
Yeah, I was gonna say you do a lot.
Try 2. I'm like, no, you're more than that.
Run down real quick. How many of which classes of our curriculum have you been to? What have you attended?
That's a great question. So this November, I've already signed up for my 4th precision.
That's your 4th precision. Okay.
4th precision, and ultimately that is
or now we call our civilian sniper.
Excited.
That's sexy.
Yeah, yep.
It's a significantly different class.
Okay, and that's what I think I love about it too, because I've come down. This is my 2nd time actually for lone operator.
Oh, okay.
But there's already difference. Like it's not coming and repeating the same thing. It's coming and be like, what's new? You know, you're always modifying, you're changing. That's my draw too, because I know I'm coming to get something new.
Yeah, that's true. So we always. I mean,
constantly,
especially if you have at least a few months in between a class.
Yeah.
It's always different. It's always different.
Significant. Okay, so November will be 4 precision rifles.
A couple loans.
2 loans.
The only 2 that I haven't taken is TAC 1 and TAC 2.
Okay, which is now our gunfighter 1 and 2.
Okay, and I'm going to probably end up doing both of those next year. So at that point, I'll have the whole list completed.
Okay, if we don't have something new by then.
And that's a good time because we've revamped that gunfighter 1 and gunfighter 2 to update it.
Yeah.
Awesome. The reason that we changed that from TAC 1 to gunfighter.
No.
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 No. Yeah. No. We did originally, yeah.
But that was a thing.
Yeah. But the thing was for changing that was I looked at that class. A lot of people were like, hey, I've been to urban, I've been alone. Should I come to TAC 1? And I caught myself.
No.
I told
we'd say no.
Right? I told somebody no.
You told me no.
Yeah. I said no.
Like, you've already done pretty much what it was. Right?
So that bothered me. And I'm like, every one of our classes should be a standalone where it's like, you're getting something out of lone, you're getting something out of urban, you're getting something completely out of this class. So that's what bothered me. I think maybe when I told you, when I told you, when I'm like, I'm telling a student that they shouldn't come to this class because something needs to change.
Yeah. Well, and that was like the original
TAC
course
our original
for Ghost
class.
Ring, right?
TAC 1 was what we started with. That was the only class we taught for years.
And when was that? What was the year that you actually, what was the first class?
Ooh, 2016?
Okay.
Maybe?
Okay.
I don't know.
That was the first class that I took.
Yeah, I mean, so
was TAC 1.
Yeah, we've been
8 years.
We've been running for 7 and almost 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was our signature class. So it was time for that class to
evolve.
Yeah. Yes. To be updated into something that was a standalone where you could come and you're going to learn some different skills. Yeah. So we've changed the whole final mission on that one. We changed a lot.
There's a lot in that
class.
Yeah.
It's you go to other places and train, and you go there multiple times. It's always the same stuff.
Always.
Like they're so regimented on what their style is, and I think that's kind of what sets us apart. Like every class was like, that just didn't work, man. We need to change that.
We're always constantly looking to improve.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Like we're not stuck in that lane. We have zero issues with fucking like, hey, we need to be over here and change the lanes a little bit and making things different and better,
And there's not enough pride running around to say, oh yeah, I can't implement that. We talked about this morning, hey, sometimes we hear from clients, from students, and say, we may implement that.
Yeah,
like that,
100%.
Which is cool.
And to add on to Chad's thing too, I think was my next question for you was, what do you feel, because you've been to other training courses and have taken other classes, what do you feel differentiates Ghost Ring from other camps and other training classes that you've done? How does Ghost Ring stand aside from the, or do we, or are we just caught in the fuzz?
From what I've seen, yes. Mostly because now we've got 3 to 4 instructors every time that we're going and doing stations with, and you're not so pigeonholed into this is the only thing that we're going to end up doing this time. The ability to be able to get all this different type of information instead of just going on this curriculum that is so, what's the best word for it?
I don't know.
I don't either.
So vanilla? So
let's use vanilla.
Maybe organic?
It's a little vanilla, a little just, it's not something that's actually flowy. Like a lot of times it's
very cookie cutter.
Yeah.
15 minutes here and we want you to do this. And I love also, honestly, that you guys yell at us. We do something stupid I really do. I love it. And I'm like, I
He
got
always
yelled at this
fucking
morning.
smiles. He smiles.
I
I
think
get
it's
yelled at.
great.
I'm yelling at you. Stop smiling at me, damn it.
I think it's fun. So I think that's part of it as well.
That's interesting. Because that was the one reason I wanted nothing to do with Ghost Ring when I came here as a student.
As a student.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not getting fucking.
But you
Yep.
got that in the military.
I did.
So that's
I
what it is.
did.
It's prior military guys. We're like, dude, I've been through that.
Oh, I'm going to pay money for someone to kick dirt in my
Yell at
face
me?
and yell at me.
I
Get
love it. I
fucked.
think it's so funny.
No, and now I work here. Yeah, that's great. Look at me now.
You're the biggest
And
culprit.
kick
Top of the
dirt,
world.
and kick dirt and yelling in faces. yeah.
So
All right, we good?
Yeah.
So I don't want you guys to I don't want Rick to take all
The whole show? No,
Yeah,
I
no,
can
right?
understand.
Yeah.
We got tons of other people to bring on. So Rick, appreciate it, sir.
yeah, you betcha.
Ah,
Thanks for having
thank
me.
you.
Thanks for being on,
Brother.
brother.
Definitely. Thank you, man. Yeah, you make this.
See you in November.
Dang right. Yeah, we will. Cut.
Good.
I'm gonna go do old country or no country.
You go.
Is that
Are you
cool?
gonna walk
Yeah.
back?
Well, I bought it.
I fucking paid for this movie.
I mean, you can watch it
go
like
back and
multiple
be like, hey,
times.
boys, I bought this. I'm fucking
Rewind that shit. Rewind.
Yeah, right?
Rewind.
So our next guest we brought on, we have Steve Allison, sir. Thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
Yes. So the first question we're going to ask everybody is, how many classes have you attended with us so far?
So, including Ghost Games, this will be number 8.
Number eight. All right. So I think we started off. I think Rick's got the most
Yeah.
From this group.
from this
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
Rick's got the most.
Oh, I got something sticking in my head now.
No, oh no,
Oh, Flamingo. Flamingo's got a bunch.
Sorry.
We'll get to Flamingo here in a minute.
We're seeing head shake in our studio.
Yeah,
audience.
it's like,
Nuh-uh, don't you take that from me. Don't you take that from me.
He'll be next. All right. So what questions do we have for Steve?
I
wanna
think
stick
again,
with, like,
that
the
was
same
pretty
theme?
good. Yeah, it was a pretty good roll through. So, Steve, what brought you to Ghost Ring? What was the thing where
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
I'm going to that?
So, I've been to a bunch of training programs in the past, and I just happened to see his ad on Facebook. And I watched it a few times, and I'm like, man, it'd be like 4 days away. Like, away. And I'm like, this would be really good. So, it was a complete blind purchase. Said, I'm going to go. So, I signed
Blind
up.
purchase. What does that mean?
It means I had no idea what I was getting into. Aside
Did you watch any of our videos?
Yes. But you didn't have a lot of videos. All you had was a commercial on Facebook.
Well, because this was, how long ago was this?
This was, I took your very second class
Shut the fuck up.
of TAC 1.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
OG right here, boys. Fucking OG.
Okay, you're right, sir. You went blind because there was nothing.
There was no video.
We had nothing out there.
I think Rhett's got me beat because he went to the first class.
There wasn't even a picture
But I
of
went to
Romeo.
the second one. Oh, was that second?
I was gonna say, I don't think Reb was here at the first class. I remember the first class.
It was a
horrible.
Facebook thing. And I looked at it, I was like, man, this really looks like something I want to do. I needed to kind of get away and do a stress relief. And then after coming here,
Was it a stress relief?
yes.
Okay.
Really?
I mean, as much as you guys push us and even yell at us when we do stupid stuff, I mean, it was just it was still a stress relief.
Okay.
I mean, you get to come out, you get to shoot. You're out in the middle of nowhere where, just being in the mountains resets my meter to 0. So this place completely does it. My wife likes the fact that this resets my meter.
Really?
And so she had
So does
no
she see a
problem.
difference in you when you come back?
Oh, yeah.
Like you're just more relaxed? Okay.
She goes, took you a lot longer to get home. Did you drive the speed limit? Yes, I did.
All
Nice and
55
calm.
mile an hour the whole way.
Cruising down the road.
It's just one of these things. And I've been to sniper camp 3 times.
Okay.
But you're talking
Okay.
about how you've changed it. It has changed drastically every time.
Yeah.
And now you have a 4th one that apparently it's changed again a bunch. So now I'm going to have to come back again. I'm going to have to find a friend to come back with me, but it's not hard to find those folks. But yeah, I've been
Okay.
Urban 1 and TAC 1, TAC 2, Sniper Course 3 times.
Yep.
This one and Ghost Games. So
Okay. Yeah.
So being one of the OG students,
Yeah.
and now we're 7-ish years into doing the game. I mean, I've only been here for not even 3 to 4 years. How have you seen Ghost Ring change and grow, and what are the sort of the things that you've noticed where it's like, oh wow, I didn't even recognize, or like, oh, that's super cool that they did that, or whatever the case may be. Like, not, and it doesn't have to be curriculum wise,
Right.
Like it can be facilities or curriculum instructors.
Pretty
whatever
sure
the
he's
case
going to
may
bring
be.
up porta shitters first.
Yes.
I mean, I was here with the porta shitters too. I was here with those.
I miss the porta
When I
shitters
first-
thing.
The first time we came here, it was just the double Connex. Everybody slept in those.
Yeah, up in the main house.
And there was no shade anywhere to be found out here. And so I had those 2 shade tents that ended up getting blown off probably in Albuquerque.
I remember that.
I had no idea where those things went
They're
to.
still going.
They're still blowing somewhere. But, and then you come back and there's been, they've added the shade tents around there. Then the next time he's added the Connex with shade. And every time there is an involvement of Ghost Ring Tactical, and whether it's going to be on the curriculum or it's going to be in the, where we live.
Structure,
The structures, like you're building.
We're building a theater game
movie lounge.
So, I mean, it's just always changing.
Currently being constructed,
The thing that brings me back the most every time, and it's the culture, as Rick mentioned, the culture. And it's not just the people we meet. Like, I could not tell you the name of one person in any of my previous trainings.
Yep, I understand.
I could tell you the name of just about everybody that I've trained with. Well, mainly because I've been back 8 times and I've trained with most of them over and over again.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have the alumni page keeps everybody in touch, keeps everybody informed. The big thing is the instructors are approachable. You're not a bunch of egotistical dicks. Well, Micah, you have your.
We've had our history, sir, but we've made up, I feel, and we're moving forward.
Kisses and hugs.
Kisses and hugs. Fantastic.
But the culture, you guys are so approachable, and you're sitting out at the fire with us, and you're talking, and we're sharing stories, and it's not just a matter of, other places you go to. If it's going to be a 4-day course, and I won't mention any names of the courses, but you go to the course, and during the day they're very expensive, and you go there and you meet the instructors, you do the class. And when you're done, you all go your separate ways.
Yeah.
You go to separate hotels, you've got separate dinners, you're doing other things. You come back the next day, and it's really just more like any of the technical classes I would take for work.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know any of those guys either. Could care less.
Very businesslike.
Very business.
Yeah.
And here it's still businesslike.
Yeah, 100%.
Because lives are on the line anytime we get on the line. But and it is all business when we're on the range. But when we get off the range, it's very personal.
Our demeanors change.
The demeanors change.
Yeah.
You guys are actually cooking dinner and cooking breakfast and cooking lunch. And then, we get to sit down and have a beer afterwards and chit chat. I mean, so it's the culture of this place that keeps bringing me back. And I'll just keep coming back as long as you guys.
Well, I think too, an important point to touch on with our interaction specifically, right? Where we give student surveys every single time a student leaves. What did we do well? What could we do better? What didn't you get, or that you would like to have gotten that you didn't get? And you had some critical feedback for me during a class. Nick and I discussed it. We discussed that amongst all of our instructors. We share that. And that was something that I took to heart, right? It was something that my initial response, well, I don't dictate, on anyone's experience, right? And then, I kind of reflected on some of that, and it was like, look, it is important, that culture that you talk about, right? Where it's that interaction between the instructor and the student. And hopefully you've seen that I've made some changes. We've all made some changes. And I took that to heart, man. It was really important to me that, and we've had a couple other students who've given some really important feedback to us. And I think part of that approachability that you get from us lets you open up and be honest with us, where it's like, whatever's fine. It was great. 5 stars. I got nothing to tell you. It's like, nah, man, like I had a real big issue with this. Like, you guys need to fix this. And hopefully you can see that we do fix that, and we take that stuff to heart. And that was an important feedback for me, not just in my personal experience here, but in my development as an instructor for myself too. Right. Where I may have overlooked some things, and I may have, been a little egotistical about some stuff. And it was a growing point for me, especially. And I really appreciate those types of feedbacks. We all do, from all of our students. Yeah. So I really appreciate that culture piece.
We actually, based off that one survey, we changed
a lot.
I changed a lot of rules for my instructors based off of that one survey.
And tell you,
go ahead.
No, it's being an instructor in any field is very taxing. I'm an instructor here. I'm a fire instructor for the state of Tennessee. I teach firemanship and stuff like that. And you get these feedback, student critiques, and it's with firemen. It's all like, 105, 5, 5, 5, 5, yeah, blah blah blah. But
they don't take them seriously.
No, they don't.
They just do them to get
they don't give a shit. Yeah. But like, as instructors, we value that type of feedback.
The real feedback.
People that give a shit. Yeah. Because
You're not gonna hurt our feeling.
Yeah, because like we don't get that a lot of times anywhere else. And like to get that genuine feedback,
and sometimes it's hard feedback. Sometimes it's like
it's a shot.
It hurts our feelings.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, like that fucking hurt. But he's right.
Yes,
you know, like the humility is like, and I think that's what we're special because like all of us have that humility. You know, we're like, okay, yeah, like that fucking sucked. Like. Yeah, like, we can fix it.
It's just being able to do that, and I wouldn't have written that if I didn't care.
No, 100%.
I can give it.
Yes,
zero fucks. Whatever. Yes, great. I'm never coming back.
Yeah, if you didn't give a shit,
I'm never.
Fuck y'all, we're out.
And
yeah.
So
but you gave a shit, and you did
that particular one. I actually said, Nick, I need to talk to you.
Yeah,
and he called me, and we talked about it, and I said, here's the issue I have, and he said, I need you to write all that stuff down, and then we're going to figure it out. And so I was like, okay, well, let me know. And then we came back to, I think I brought my friend Burke to the sniper course because I knew if you give him shit, he could take it. He's a Marine.
Yep.
And, but then everything had changed. And I'm like,
wow, that didn't go as planned.
It's just like, holy shit, that was fast. And so the first thing I did, I got back and I signed up for the urban course with my son-in-law because he's not as thick-skinned as I am. Or my son. Yeah. So I don't think he would have dealt well with that environment at the time. And now, and then I brought him back and he loved it. He loved you. And so, I mean, we were just talking the whole way back. He goes, that's the guy? I was like, yeah. And he goes, nuh-uh. He goes, he was awesome. I was like, yeah, he was awesome. And so, but that's the thing. You guys are very humble. You're very approachable. You're not egotistic. Well, maybe a little bit.
Oh,
but you got to be. You got a little bit of an ego, man.
You have to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to.
It's one of those things. I mean, I'll keep coming here. Honestly, I haven't been to another course since I started coming here.
Oh no, shit!
It's tough.
It's 4 days out in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of like-minded individuals that you're going to keep in contact with afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, and my wife's like, just because I told her I was coming down, and she goes, just tell them you go there because you don't have any friends. All right.
Dude, I don't have any friends either, bro. It's all right.
Maybe that's true.
Yeah.
Hashtag coworkers.
Yeah.
That's my friend.
Yeah. Right?
He's shaking his head no.
And I think that is when we started to run these, my goal was to make what we do here different than everybody else. And that was one of the things, like when I used to take classes, like I would take a class, I would, go to the hotel, go home, and you don't remember anybody.
No,
you don't.
But then once you sleep with people, you train with people, you eat with them, you drink beers with them, you're together for 4 solid days where there's no break.
You do podcasts with them.
Yeah. You do podcasts with them. Yeah. It's so changed the dynamic and the bonding experience that people have.
That's 100% why I work here. Yeah.
I am petrified. I mean, petrified of shooting.
Oh, I remember you said that before.
I literally get like, if I'm thinking about going to a PRC competition, I'll just quit. I won't do it. And so when the Ghost Games came up, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be out with a bunch of guys I know.
Yeah.
We're going to be competing, and we're going to be competing on stuff that we've learned. Mm-hmm. It's not a nationally ranked thing and so I was like, all right, I'm going to go over it. I'm going to get over this stage fright or whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. I had the best time. It was just 3 days of pure fun. I didn't rank well. I don't really care.
Who gives a shit, man? Right?
I mean, I just had the best time, and my wife, she's like, so how'd you do? And I said, I had a good time.
That's perfect.
That's all. That's all that fucking matters.
That's or else I would have gotten a prize.
Yeah, right.
Got done, but shit.
But I had a freaking blast. And again, I'm signed up for
this year.
I've got Ghost Games this year, and I have Urban 2 this year. So I've got
nice.
2 more times.
Nice. Coming to Urban? All right, Urban 2.
Yeah, Urban 2.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get my son to come to Urban 1 with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, although they're all sold
out
this year, so
yeah, we all know why that is.
A big thank you, by the way, for the pulled pork on the tacos this evening. That was delicious.
Yes.
We'll continue to enjoy that for the next couple of days.
Yeah. I would like to hit on a thing that you spoke of, just the camaraderie, like getting that reset. It's everyday life. We've talked about we've mentioned this on podcasts before about just like iron sharpens iron. Like we need, as men, these types of places to go.
I believe your term was manosphere.
No, it was mentality.
Mentality.
That was
mentality. I like manosphere too, but mentality.
Yeah, the mentality
that's right.
and the mentality. It's like the mentality. Yeah, like we need these places to go to reset and to like bond with men. You know, we like. I believe we do. You know, like they have church outings and stuff like that. There's a huge one. It's man camp. A bunch of guys go out and camp out and read the Bible and stuff like that. I'm like, well, this is way better. We shoot guns.
Yeah.
I mean,
my son-in-law, very, he was raised very liberal, didn't shoot guns. I don't think his dad he wasn't obviously not a shooter.
Yeah.
And so when he came out here, it was a completely different environment.
Oh, he came. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so he was really shocked and really enjoyed the company of the folks that were here because they all treated him with just the utmost respect. He really hadn't shot a lot. The fact that you guys kind of walked him through everything, he did great, except when Micah told him to walk in the restaurant and just pummel me. And I was like,
sometimes it happens.
Here's what it is.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm one of the few guys that doesn't have a gun, and he just walked in and started unloading on me, and I was like, "Oh, you're walking home."
Yeah, like
It was the jihadi terrorist, the mass shooter scenario.
I was talking about like hitting him. I'm like, whoa, what do we do?
He was the terrorist, and he shot
That was back when we were doing UTMs.
Yeah.
I think people in that generation, or whatever you want to call it, I don't think they understand that camaraderie that we get, and like when they come out here, they're like, "Wow, like this exists."
It's masculine.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, it's like holy shit, this is real. Like
You guys are real people, and the people that come here are absolute salt of the earth people. Mm-hmm. That like Rhett and I mean, from the first time that we were here together, we've chatted back and forth. I visited him in Dallas.
Yeah, you guys said that. You guys hung out outside. That's cool. That's cool.
Jay, I didn't realize he lived so close to me. So
yeah.
Cool. All right, Steve.
Thanks.
Appreciate you being on,
brother.
Heck yeah.
For walking back up too.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
you're good.
Well, first of all, it's a fucking shirt. I mean,
So good.
Yeah, all right.
Nervous.
Hello.
Yeah, Chad, bring your mic down a little bit. I don't want you to
cover your
bring
face.
it down and then
Just want to in your
up. Yes, so your face.
bring it down and then bring it up. Bring it down, bring it up.
yeah, like today, like
So, I don't want this. I don't want this where they can't see your fucking mustache.
Lorax. Don't hide the Lorax, Chad. All I want to see is a mic and then like a mustache all the way around the mic. That's all I need to see. I don't want to see your lips. Just like that, sir. Just like that.
Do not cut this out, please. My email is chadcotty@yahoo.com. Send it to me, please.
Check my OnlyFans. I got a Patreon. Check.
Are you done? All right, our next guest is Rett Dean.
Hey, man.
Thanks for being on the show, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Better known as Flamingo.
Yes. Look.
Shocker.
I had to be here.
So, like what we were talking about earlier, the student here that's been to the most classes.
thus
I was
far.
trying to give it away to Rick, but what the hell was I thinking?
Yes.
See, well,
Goes to Rhett.
it is. It's me, and I'm going to take it because you guys
yeah.
Fucking earn it.
originally
Yes.
weren't counting ghost games, but for counting ghost games, and
I know everyone's like, oh,
10.
but this
You're
and
10.
Ghost Games.
10 with ghost games.
10 with ghost games as of this weekend.
Nice.
Dude.
Nailed
Nice.
it.
Yeah,
Dude, I haven't taught 10 classes, I don't think. I think you might have more.
I don't think so either.
but you're a 10 in my eyes, Cody.
Oh,
You're almost up for promotion, Chad.
almost.
You got next
Don't fuck
class.
this
Next
up.
class, you're up for promotion.
Oh, I'm going to
up,
fuck
Chad.
this up. Oh, I'll fuck it up. Don't worry.
All right, so you've been to 10 classes.
10 classes.
What 10 classes? What are those 10 classes? Run us down the curriculum.
So I was, Steve and I started a long time ago together. 2018, 2017, 17, 18.
I think.
So I did. It's going to sound a little repeated, but I found the Facebook ads, and I've been doing a lot of what you guys have been talking about all along, as far as the 4-day courses where you're disconnected, you do them. It's
Those are all the classes you took before coming out here?
Yeah. Before that, those are the courses I'd done.
How many? Do you have any idea of how many classes you took before coming out
not
here?
very many.
Okay, not many. Okay,
Not very many.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I just kind of did the whole go to the range, shoot, do a couple drills and that kind of thing. It was, but as you guys have always talked about, you can't do a lot of what we do here.
Yes,
on a static range, you just can't do that.
Yep.
So I started back, found it on the Facebook ad, called a buddy of mine. Actually, a buddy of mine and I came out together on the first one. We did TAC 1.
Which buddy?
Kevin Goins. Yeah, big tall guy. He did precision with me as well, and he did TAC 1, TAC 2, and precision with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's been out here a few times.
Okay.
Yeah, he jokes with me now. He's like, "You're going out again, aren't you?" "Yeah, I'm going out again." "Yeah, I'm going out again."
It's like a drug.
Yeah, exactly. I did all the basics, basically everything. I'm not going to belabor it. So I have done every.
You've taken every class.
I have taken every class.
Taken every class.
Every single class, multiple times. I've taken urban 2. This one, loan operator. Have honestly, if we're asking opinions and you aren't, but they were my favorites. I think they are the ones that I respond best to.
Urban tactics and loan operator. Okay.
Yeah, urban tactics and loan operator. Okay. Yeah, they have just the diversity of the material in those courses are fantastic. But everybody has their specialty, and I think that goes back to what you guys were talking about earlier, as far as what draws people back here. You had Rick and Steve, and they're big precision guys, and they've been to multiple precision courses. I've done the precision course, had a fantastic time. And loved it and learned a lot at it. And I might do it again, because like they were saying, it's changed. And I haven't done it in probably 2 years. So I'm coming back and doing it again, and have Micah lead me through that course. That'd be fantastic. But everybody gravitates to their own thing. And you've got a broad enough spectrum of material that makes what we get to do here so applicable to wherever you are in your shooting skill, and also where your interests lie in it. I'm looking at it more from we'll call it personal protection, being able to use your weapon effectively to protect your family, or whatever your thought process is. I don't know how to put that, but that kind of thing is where I'm at with it. The ability to shoot at long range is fantastic. I love the numbers aspect of it.
But it's not what you gravitate.
But it's not what I gravitate towards. So everybody has their own thing.
Hey, Rhett, I'm with you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I didn't know. I tend to babble. I apologize.
No, that's good.
I like your babble.
Yeah. So I think you're a good example of, again, and we say it over and over again, this culture at Ghost Ring. Yes. You are my financial advisor.
Wow, we're not okay.
Yeah, no, 100%,
100%. Whatever,
we're going there.
Okay,
I consider you to be my financial advisor. You worked with Nick on some finance stuff as well.
I listened to some of it, but
10%.
He's like,
we work on progress, not perfection.
That's right. As soon as Rhett showed up, I knew he was going to ask me. He's like, "So that lawyer I pushed you to set up your trust."
How'd that go?
I was like, "No, Rhett, I haven't called him yet."
Yep. But to be fair to both of you, it's like, "Hey, how much dry fire practice have you done since last time?" "Yeah, let's not talk about that."
Not as much as I should have, which means none at all.
Fair enough.
Circle, you guys. It's all full circle.
But I think that's so that interaction, that piece, right, is that it goes beyond the 4 days that you're here.
Absolutely.
And those relationships that we build here. And again, when I came through as a student, and lifelong friends that I have now that were students that are now business partners and that I work with and do these other things. And to have, again, that family and that camaraderie and that culture of, I can call you, right? I'm like, "Bro, I am fucking this away. Like, I need some help. Please just work with me." Right. And I think we had that conversation where it's like, "Ooh, when I'm on the range, like, you're the pro, you're my guide, you're my guru. Just sit down and shut up and listen to what I'm going to tell you right now, because I'm the teacher now, right? Like, you get to be the professional in your range. I'm gonna learn you."
Yeah, and that, I think, you've had so many good people on that talked about this, but it is a true statement that you can have such a good time in the social aspect of what we do here and what we get to do here. But something about when we go back to the range and we go back out there and we get on that line, everybody's mindset changes. It gets, okay, we're here to learn. We're here to do something that is dangerous to a certain degree. And we need to do it right. We need to do it safely. And so your mindset is kind of different. And then you get off of that and you go back to having a good relationship with people and things like that. But yes, I think that's a perfect example of it.
Yeah.
In today's world, people don't get that transition. Like they don't, a lot of people don't go to work and they go to work, they go home. They don't get that dichotomy.
Right.
Like you come here, like
Chad with the Air Force words.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big word. Yeah, don't ask me how to spell it.
We'll explain it.
Please.
All right.
Yeah, no, negative. But like they come here and we get that, and then after the fact, we're laid back.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't get that that different aspect.
Yeah.
In everyday life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what keeps you coming back, Rhett?
So I knew you were going to ask me that, and I've been thinking about my answer. Thinking about all these really cool things I could
Something
say that
different.
like
so soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, what could I really stump them and give them an answer that y'all just go silent on me for a second? And I was like, I got nothing.
Oh, we got some kind of bullshit to come back.
Yeah, exactly. No, it really. We've talked about the culture a lot. I think that's one. Yeah. But I think really it is. Like I've been to multiple courses multiple times, and to do that, I have an expectation that what you're going to deliver is going to be valuable and is going to be something that's going to build on what it is that I have learned in previous courses, and I have come to expect it. And so that's what keeps me coming back is, okay, how they tweak that, how they change that material to do that more effectively, And so it's almost me coming back with an expectation coming in.
What did they change?
Yeah,
different.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did they come up with this time?
What kind of fuckery?
Because you guys do it. You consistently do it. And you look at courses and you say, okay, this is how we can make this course better. Yeah. And I think it goes back to you guys from the standpoint of, it would be easy to come out and say, we built a really good course. The reviews were fantastic. Don't
mess with it. Yeah.
It ain't broke. Don't fix it.
Yeah. But rather you guys go, okay, but if we just did this little thing, and it's not like drastic changes, I sat through, that sounds terrible. We did the lecture this morning for urban course that we're in right now. And loan operator. Sorry.
So many.
It's all the same course.
They all run together.
That's all right. When you get old, it happens.
But we did the lecture, and I have heard that lecture twice before. But there was still things in it that were different and that were new. And they were like, I didn't think of it that way, And so there's always that something. And so I think part of it is the student's responsibility, myself included, as coming as many times as I have. I come in with an expectation of you're leaving here learning something.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you can't come back anymore.
Even if you're taking it because you've taken this class.
This will be my second
time doing loan operator.
Second loan operator. Okay. Yeah. I put it on myself to say that I'm coming back in and my expectation is I'm going to learn something, and I have an expectation of you guys as the instructors say they're going to bring their A game and they're going to bring the best material possible. And that's what is the kind of the deal that unbeknownst to you that I'm making with you all to do this each time.
100%.
Social contract.
And that's kind of what keeps me coming back.
Okay.
So one more question for me. So if you had someone who was kind of on the fence, it's not an unsubstantial amount of money and time commitment, right? 4 days off of work and life and whatever, away from home and family and responsibilities. Almost 5, you count travel and things of that nature.
That's right.
A decent amount of money. And I feel like we do a really good value for our dollar here. But if you had someone who was on the fence, like, fuck, man, I don't know. What would you tell them? What would you tell someone who's like, I saw the Facebook ads.
Buddy of yours.
Looks kind of cool. Yeah. I don't know. What would you say to that person where it's like, look, X, Y, and Z, you got to go do this. Or maybe you're right. Maybe you don't do this. What would you give to those people?
It's a fair question, and I've talked to other friends that I shoot with, and I've said, hey, you guys really need to kind of consider this course. And one of the things that I approach when I do that is, are they in a state of mind that that's what they want to learn? Are they coming here to learn something? And so if their desire is to get better at this skill, I'm going to call it a skill, then there's no other place to do that. And I know that sounds loaded, but I mean that sincerely, is that this place is able to bring someone who with limited experience behind the gun and take you to another notch, maybe 2 notches. And I think that is part of what I would ask the person is, what is your goal with coming to the course? Okay. That's the first thing is what are you looking to get out of it? And if you're asking for 10 notches, but you're at a certain level, you might be asking too much of the course and you're setting yourself up for a failure. Okay. But if you go into it and say, okay, I've done this and this to get to this level of skill, and this course could get me 2 notches better than what I'm doing now, that's a win. And I think it's worth the money to do that. And so that's kind of the thing that I look at is what is your expectation of it? And don't ask too much of it. But at the same time, go in with the mindset that there is something of value there that I can take away from it that's going to make me better. And then I'm going to build upon that when I go on to do whatever I'm going to do next.
Nice.
I just got back from like a 6-day training session, and it's one of the things where like if you take just
like your firefighter one,
yeah, if you take one thing away, that nugget, like it's worth it,
right?
Because that might be the nugget that saves your life.
Exactly. You know, and
that
I think
little thing.
That's the perspective you got to have about some of these nuggets. Is okay, what am I taking away from it, and how much am I going to get out of this? And it could be that one thing. It could be that one little thing. We do the urban tactics is by far one of my most enjoyable ones that I enjoy to do personally. We do the restaurant things in there, you know, and that idea of, okay, you're potentially firing a weapon in a room full of people that have nothing to do with whatever is going on in that room. You own every ounce. You guys harp on that every time is that you can't just go plinking that gun.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really important thing is, okay, what is that mindset that you guys instill in us as we do these drills and you make them as real as possible? And then we get to debrief them at the end of the day of, okay, that really freaks you out when you think about the fact that, okay, I'm firing a live weapon potentially in a restaurant setting and the things that I have to consider when I do that, you know?
Cool. Well,
So
good.
No.
I like it.
Is it Cuddy?
Yeah. Cuddy, Kid Cuddy,
I call him Cuddy.
Cuddy.
Lorax.
I mean, just call me whatever you want, dude. It don't matter.
Cane.
Everybody knows me. It's okay. Just call him Stash.
Hashtag OnlyFans. Instant tweeter, snappy bait. Don't do it.
Dude, do it. Yeah.
Stop it.
Yes.
Are we ready?
We're ready.
Finish this up.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to welcome our next guest onto the show. We got Jay Klein.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Want to shake my hand?
Oh, sure.
That's fucking Ghost Games, inaugural Ghost Games
Yes, the winner.
champion.
Oh.
Champion, the fucking champ. Ain't no one can take that away from you, sir.
Yeah, he's got a T-shirt that says it too.
Inaugural champ.
But what T-shirt is he wearing?
Tacos.
What do we have tonight?
We had
Taco shirt, bro.
The taco
shirt.
had to come out.
There you go. There you go.
All right, Jay, how many classes you been to?
So actually, as the group, I've been to the least amount. So this is class 4.
Okay.
I'll be back next week for class 5.
You're back next week?
Yeah, I'm back for what was TAC 1 gunfighter next week.
Are you staying over or are you going
I'm
back
not.
home?
I'm driving.
So you're going
I'm driving
back?
Jesus Christ, you're driving all the way back to Arizona and then come
I
back
know.
here?
like 2
I know.
days?
For 2 days, but listen,
You got work or
gotta get
something?
A couple of days of work in.
Okay.
A couple of days with the family.
You got a laptop, right?
I know you
Yeah.
were back.
I mean, it's this thing called the internet. Like you can work on your laptop.
The work is not the issue.
Okay.
But
All right.
got to get back to the kids.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm coming on a string of 4 weeks gone.
Okay.
So between this and work, it's rough. So
Good for
It's a
you.
big ass. It's a big ass.
I'm happily driving home for the couple of days. Okay.
Yeah, right.
There ain't shit between here and Arizona. That's a rough fucking drive. I've done it lots. My son lives there. Yeah.
All right, so what classes have you attended out here so far?
So I've done Urban 1, Urban 2, Ghost Games, and now Lone Operator. Next week will be Gunfighter 1.
Okay.
Ghost Games again in June, and then have Precision Rifle still coming up.
Okay.
November.
Yeah,
In
next
November.
year. Yep. No, he's going to come out next year.
Next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
bringing
my
his,
son.
bringing his
that
son.
one. Yep.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That was the first class that my son came to was Precision.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good class, a good starter class.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, okay, so again, right, we're just going to kind of continue down this line. What was it that drew you to Ghost Ring? How did you find us? And what was that thing where you're like, I'm going, I'm in, click,
So,
bye.
I mean, that was a referral from one of the other students who's been here
Preacher?
decent amount.
Preacher?
Yep, Preacher.
Okay. Preacher John.
John Brecky. So he's I'm the director of the safety team at the church.
Okay.
And of course he's the pastor at the church. Of course he's a firearms trainer. He shoots a lot. We shoot together, and he came out, said it was an awesome class, and suggested I come out.
Okay.
So that was really the first kickoff, and he suggested Urban 1, and that was my
No, you
first
came to
class
Urban
coming
was your
out.
first
Yep.
class. That's right.
Yep.
Yep.
Is this the preacher that got wood in his ear? Okay.
Wood in the ear,
Yes.
yeah.
That was good. I was like, ooh, I like that. That's good. Yeah.
Tell got a good picture of that. Yeah. Okay, so how many other classes have you been to outside of Ghost Ring?
So I've been to a lot.
Okay.
I have. I do.
You have probably been to more classes outside of here. I would say
most
than everybody
other
else that's been on the show.
I'm guessing. I've been to at least a dozen other well-known trainers, right? And I've
no reason. You don't need to drop any names.
So it was at one 3 weeks ago. I enjoy the training aspect of it. I think I enjoy the performance part of it, right? Like I enjoy improving and really diving into that performance and trying to just better myself in so many different ways, which is one of the reasons that I love coming here as well. Like that's, I will say out of all those other trainers, the dozen plus that I've been to, I've done 2 of them more than once, and I've only done their classes twice.
Okay.
So just for, like I say, I'm already signed up for class 7 here. Yeah. So
then what is it that about Ghost Ring that differentiates us, that keeps you coming back where you're like, you've been to over a dozen other companies. What is it about Ghost Ring that comes like, I could go here, I could go there, I could go to Ghost Ring. I'm going to Ghost Ring.
So I absolutely love, what a lot of the guys have talked about is the culture and that aspect. I love that part, right? To me, that's a huge bonus. But I love, like I say, the performance and the pushing new limits, trying new things, running new things. I've done so many different things here that I haven't done, let's so to say, on the flat range, right? Because that's where most of the other classes take place, is just the flat range, standing on a line. You run some cool drills, maybe you do a little bit of cover and concealment behind some barrels, but past that, that's the training, right? And don't get me wrong, there's a lot to take from those classes, right? And they've helped me push that performance piece a lot. And even though really the only competitive thing I've ever done was the Ghost Games. Okay. I've never shot competitively. I've never done a match, never done anything like that. My big performance piece is, being the director of the safety team at church. And then of course my family is that self-defense performance, right? I want to know that, when the worst day comes, and if I fall to my worst day of training, that I'm still up there and I can perform, right? And that's...
So how do you feel that translates? How do you feel that what we do here and our process and how we, our skill stacking and X, Y, and Z and whatever the case may be, how do you feel that applies in your day-to-day versus another class where it's like, hey, here's this cool skill set, go ahead and practice that, or like, we're going to drill this really, really hard, get really good, get proficient, versus something that we do here where we might show you a scenario or a way of doing things. Yeah. How do you feel that translates best into your life?
And you use the exact word scenario, right?
That's it.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah. The scenario piece is really diving into that and all the different things. Urban one blew me away, right? Like I say, doing all of the flat range shooting things, and kicking off. And I have done several Stop the Bleed classes as well. We do one every single year, but man, it is different when you're putting a tourniquet on and then you're having to engage a target and you're doing it in the back of a truck as it's moving down the road, right? There's so many different things that you're doing that really in real life, this is stuff that you're probably going to have to do if it really comes down to it, right? Yeah. That pressure is going to be there. The performance that you're going to have to be under is going to be huge, right? So like I say, yet again, if you fall to that worst day of training, and if that level is up there, and that's one thing that you guys do here at this camp, is you push that level up there continually. And I think one of the things that I really love about the camp is it doesn't really matter what skill level you're on.
Yeah.
You guys still push people out of their box to do those things and to dive into those things. And you do it really well in a way that, take your time, run through the process the way that you feel comfortable running through the process. But let's get through the process, right? Let's fight through it. Let's get through it. Let's get that done. And hey, if you're better and you're faster and you can do these things, on a little bit higher level,
faster.
Do it, run them, right? And do what you're comfortable with and what you can push with. And that's one of the things that I love is you guys still come out here and there's different things that I'm continually pushed on. And I think the other side of that is it's never really been, oh, hey, this is the way you need to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I'll come and it's more asked, hey, I see you're doing it this way. I remember the very first day on the line at Urban 1, Chad asked me about my grip. And one of the things that I do with my grip And I explained to him, and he's like, "Oh, cool. You've already tried that.
Yeah.
You found the way that you like
Hey,
it. Run with
that's
it."
how
right?
you roll. Money.
That was it.
Yeah.
Whereas I've been to other trainers where like they would look at your grip and be like,
No, you're wrong.
"No, that's the wrong grip.
That's the wrong way
right.
to
That's
do
the
it."
wrong grip."
Yeah.
And that part is a little frustrating because it's like I almost feel obligated to run the
do
grip
it
that
the
I
way-
don't run.
Yes.
The rest of that class, so I don't get, kind of like, "Hey, you're not doing this right," right?
Yeah.
So where I can explain things. I remember there was one time on the range, Micah, we did it, and I go into that kind of temple index.
Yeah, that
right?
surrender position and
I go to the temple index piece, and that's being part of the safety team at the church, right? I know for me that's gonna be one of the safest places I can go. It's not a 2-story building, and so you just helped me refine that on, okay, let's work on getting you on target faster from that position, right? So those are the things where I've been to another class where a trainer told me, "Don't do that," right? Like literally.
I'm gonna tell you
Don't
why.
do
Just
that
don't do
position.
it. Don't
That
do
was
it.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
That was it. Don't do that position. That's a dumb position. And it didn't matter why I was doing it. It was a dumb position.
Yeah.
So I couldn't run that the rest of the class.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I remember too when you came to Urban and you were constantly doing the on your draw.
Yes.
Right. You're from the surrender position and then the draw.
Yeah.
I'm like, we call that picking or telegraphing, where it's like, I get it, but let's work on just a relaxed conversation. And fuck, I got to get my gun out.
Yeah.
Right. Because as that defense team, it's not going to be a confrontation or whatever in that scenario that you run. It's going to be, fuck, I got to get my gun out.
Yep.
So if you're constantly always just doing this surrender position, then you're sort of shorting yourself. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and since then I've trained, I do it behind the back. I do it with my hands on my head. Like now I go from everywhere, right? Because I don't know what scenario I'll be in. And even going from the surrender, you're telegraphing. I've went to like a full surrender position, not this kind of tactical surrender position that you pick up in other areas as well.
Okay.
So again, because you've been to so many I'd say outside classes because we're on the inside, could be on the inside circle. Because you've been to so many other trainers and courses and things like that, what would be something that you would say, just like we had asked Rhett, if there was someone who was kind of on the fence, wasn't sure, because you've been to so many other classes and you've got a pretty wide variety and perspective on this community, what would you say, like, you need to go here and this is why?
So I would say 2 really big reasons. One is this is training that you can use day-to-day life. Like this is training that you can put into your scenarios that you're dealing with every single day, right? So that's one of them. Like, the Urban 1, Urban 2, those 2 are like perfect. If you carry self-defense handgun, that is amazing, right? Like the different scenarios you run through, that's just amazing.
That's a lot of mindset stuff. Yeah,
Yes.
that you don't get anywhere else.
No, you don't, right? And it's easy to shoot paper on a flat range, right? Like that's. But when you really start doing that and you really start engaging with the sims and they're going to hurt, and I'm a weirdo and I only like to wear like the thin long sleeve shirt.
You're almost as bad as tell. Almost as bad as
I
tell.
want the big black and blue bruises when it gets hit, right? Like because I want that heart rate to be there.
Yeah.
I don't want to get shot, right? So that's one of the things, is just that scenario base that you get. Then the other one is the skill levels. The skill levels that you guys accommodate is amazing how well you do that. There's people that, in a sense, I don't want to say get shunned, but will kind of get shunned or left behind in a lot of the other classes that I take.
They're not at the level of
They're not at the level there. The instructor almost gets frustrated with them and almost kind of leaves them behind, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen that, like just kind of leave them behind, and they focus on the good shooters in the class. Whereas you guys, the change that I've seen that you can take from that lower level beginner shooter who's maybe this is their first class, like, and what they're doing at the end of day 4 is amazing. Like, right, is amazing. But also the same aspect, a shooter that is a very high level that can come here on day 1, there's still a ton of nuggets that are picked up and able to take into the real life scenario and move forward with. So like the way that you guys accommodate the entire spectrum of the skill levels is awesome.
I was just gonna ask, because you're a very proficient shooter,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I mean, Ghost Games champion,
Yeah. Thank you.
right? And I was hoping to kind of touch on that too, right? And I think we do, again, to pat ourselves on the back, right? We're really good of challenging each student on their individual level. But for a highly proficient shooter who has been to numerous classes and is skilled, that you can still find value in the training that we provide. And you don't feel, again, where it's like, this guy down here, like, okay, cool, you've paid your money already, you're already here, like, I'm just going to kind of drag you along, but that you don't also get neglected as a highly proficient shooter and ignored. Because I've had that in my own personal experience. You've got this, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I don't. I'm like, no, I paid a lot of money to be here. I don't know that. I don't know this stuff. And to be kind of left behind because you are maybe a better shooter. It's like, I don't got to worry about this guy. Yeah. He's got himself taken care of. Let me focus on this, 50% of what I got here.
Yeah. And that's 100% it. And it is amazing because like I say, you get one of each side of the spectrum kind of at those classes. I'm going to focus on the beginner shooters, or I'm going to focus on the higher level shooters. Right. And I think, like I say, it's just, you guys will still continue to push me to do different things. And it's also like when we're running some of the drills or we're running, through the different scenarios, I've had multiple times. Like I remember Tim last time, Proctor on here, he was like, dude, you can do this better and faster, right? Like, right? Like push me, like don't, right? Like why?
Right.
Like,
why are you so slow?
Why are you so slow?
Not, I'm faster than everybody else.
It was like a
Still slow.
transition
Be
from
faster.
the body to the head.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I should not hear from you. I shouldn't hear any change from,
you wanted
right?
you wanted your
That's it,
the
right?
Mozambique
He's like, there should not be a change in cadence when you transition from that body to that head. And he did. And
At your level, yeah.
And so, but those are the great things. But I'm on the range with every other level of shooter, right? Very good shooters. And then some, like say, beginner shooters. And we're all doing the same thing and still being pushed in our own ways. And that part is what keeps bringing me back. And that's why, and like I say, the way that it changes, and you guys also have a new curriculum. Like I know Ghost Games this year is going to be probably vastly different than it was last year, right? And I'm looking forward to that piece.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think like I've been to a lot of like law enforcement classes and stuff like that, and the stuff that we do here like vastly surpasses the stuff we do there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like this is a civilian course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty impressive. Yeah, that like what we do. And I know we're kind of tooting our own horn here.
I was
but
like, bro, just-
We're so good.
We're so good. No, but like I said, like I've been
Good job,
on
guys.
You go spend $1,500 for a 2-day class and bring your own ammo.
Yep.
And pay your own room.
Yep.
And it's just like you come here and this is a totally different ballgame.
Yeah. No, and it is. And it's, and really it's like that aspect of the things that we're able to do here and that you guys push us to do would get us kicked out of most ranges.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Nope, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Right. But with the way that you guys guide us through that in a safe way while also pushing performance is great.
Yeah. Well, and I think, and I was maybe with one last comment too, where we're kind of like Chad's talking about, and that Steve had mentioned, like, you guys are a little bit egotistical, but you know what? Like, because we've been to a lot of other training courses too, and it's painful. I'm like, well, I could have find a hotel and I got to bring my own ammo. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to go. Why can't there be more places that house me and feed me and give me my stuff and things?
There's very few out there.
Very few.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's not even the housing and the feeding. It's the fact of, like you say, like most of those other classes, the instructors, right? They're there from that, 8 to 4, 8 to 5. And then that's it, right? They're going usually with their own little chummy people to dinner or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Not wrong. Not wrong. Not wrong.
You're 100% right, man.
There's a few select ones that get to go to dinner.
You got the crew.
That's it. Whereas here, like, I mean, Mike and I today were just talking about like me disengaging the safety and on the, like right after he's cooking tacos, right? And those things that you can actually do here and have those conversations after the fact. And really get to dive into some of that stuff deep is
especially after when you're off the range, you have time to sit around,
you kind of remember, you think about that, like, hey man, today I did this or today this, and really being able to walk through those and then learn from that, again 3 hours later is huge.
I think that's where a lot of that teaching really happens.
Yeah, a lot of learning happens around the fire pit.
100%,
like around dinner time and meal time, and the fire pit and stuff.
Yeah, because the conversations, absolutely great conversations.
All right,
cool,
good deal.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Jay.
Jay, thank you.
Stay,
yes, sir.
Stay here.
Good luck. Good luck this year at Ghost Games.
Yeah. All right, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Hopefully it was enlightening to you guys. Maybe some of you guys are maybe on the fence about coming out and training.
Please
got to hear straight from some of the students, some of our veteran students that you may even see here when you attend the class.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
don't be scared to come out.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Yeah.
We hear that a lot. We hear that a lot from especially our.
I'm not ready. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I know as we're on the exit, but I think that's the biggest. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that. I'm going to practice some more.
Nope.
You're never going to be ready.
You're ready.
Right. And that's part of just coming out is like, look, and I think Jay made a really good point, right? Of that to the newest shooter who's barely just picked up a gun to the very, very proficient shooter. We can address all of those needs and tailor our curriculum to each person and grade those skills for each one. So if you don't think you're ready, that's fine. Well, come on out.
You're wrong. You are ready.
How many people have we talked to that I just got this gun like a week ago?
Yeah.
We were putting
optics on gun stage.
Yeah,
like,
right?
Here's my box.
Yeah.
Here's my gun.
Yeah.
Can you do it for me?
Can we put this on?
100%.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
We can do that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So hopefully we see you at camp, and we'll see you on the next episode. See you then.
Thanks for listening to the American Gunfighter Podcast. Be sure to listen next week. And please don't forget to leave us a review. Also, if there's a topic you'd like us to look into, please be sure to leave a comment.